We did it once, we did it twice, and now we're going to do it again. And I'm going to explain why. Hello and welcome to Khosi Nation Fan TV. I am Pilo. I'm your host. This is where fans meet and talk about Kaizer Chiefs and Khosi Football Club. And today we are previewing the DSTV Premiership match between Maritzburg United, the team of choice, and Kaizer Chiefs, the Glamour Boys. A game that Kaizer Chiefs will win. For one, in Maritzburg, they just concede a lot of goals. In fact, only Golden Arrows has conceded more goals than Maritzburg United. 34 goals conceded by Golden Arrows, 30 goals conceded by Maritzburg United, joined with Chippa United. And given Uguti Chiefs are a team that creates a lot of chances these days. I know we miss a lot of them, but we create a lot of them. And if we find a team that has a weakness at the back, we are more likely to feast. And I will go deeper into those things as the video continues. But the weakness for Kaizer Chiefs obviously is that Maritzburg are not also coming to Chiefs thinking, oh no, we are just conceding a lot of goals and we're going to just lay down and take it. Because in Maritzburg right now, they have not won a single game in their last 5 games. That is just sad because they've lost 4 games and drawn 1 in the previous 5 games. That's just sad. And they are fighting relegation because they have 1 point over the Gallants, who are bottom, who have 20 points. And they're going to come out to that game fighting and knowing that they are at home and they can always get the Chiefs. Because as we know, the weakness that Chiefs has is the fact that whether they're winning or losing, we just have a problem. We relax. However, that will not be enough because Chiefs Guayana 34 points. Guatina, we're trying to chase our own targets. We have the same number of points with the Pirates, but to be realistic, we are now chasing a Super Sport because Super Sport has got 39 points and we are trying to close that gap and be as close as possible to Super Sport United. So Maritzburg United can say they are motivated, but we are also just as motivated. The problem though, a little tiny problem, is the fact that Ungezana is not available due to yellow cards. In the Caleb, I did not get the update here because even the club statement that was talking about the match, they did not really say whether Caleb is available or not, because on the previous game, he came out with the hamstring injury, and then usually with the hamstring, if a player just sits down, you expect they're going to be out for a while, but the club hasn't said anything, and I'm recording this video at 4 p.m. South African time. It's like 12 minutes to 5 South African time. So maybe there could be other updates. But as far as I know right now, it's Ungezana who's not available for tomorrow's game, which is kind of a problem. Again, we'll talk about it later on. But the good news is that Usaele will be back for tomorrow's game. If again we look at why I'm saying Chiefs will win this game, it's because 4 of the 5 games that we've played against Maritzburg United, we've won them. Including even when there was Upax, even when there were other coaches before him. 4 wins in the 5 games that we played against Maritzburg. And the 5th one, we drew against them. Aggregate in those games, it's been 9-1. Even Abanbazo but not Anders 1. Anders 1, we beat them 3-0 beginning of the season. And then we what's this thing? We Nedbank Cup, we beat them 2-0. Oh, it was extra time. There were 10 men. I know there were 10 men, but when we beat them 3-0 earlier on in the season, it was 11 men. So what's your point? Right? If you're enjoying this video, by the way, please do like the video. Now, moving on to Indabiyama starting lineup and formations of how is Chiefs going to line up and look like in tomorrow's game. So obviously Peterson has claim on that position. Now, what gets interesting is the fact that Solomon's got some game time in the previous game against the Kaizer, which means he's basically fit now. So I see him starting as right back because we need someone who's going to be natural, someone who's going to pass forward, who just has, we haven't had a right back in the longest time. So I don't even see the point of trying to explain why we need to have a natural right back. And Uzwane is going to play it safe, right? With left back here, Kuguti is still going to play as a left back. And then center back pairing, Dove is there. And then it gets tricky because everyone knows who's watching Chiefs. Currently, Ukwinika is not having the greatest of forms, right? And he was sort of starting to get benched and then the right backs got injured, and then that brought him in to the starting 11 again. So with ama mistakes kaKwinika, I don't know whether Uzwane is still going to trust him ukuthi tomorrow is going to play him again. But it's most likely Uguti is going to trust him because of the fact that clearly he doesn't trust Unjabulo Ngob. So he's going to trust Ukwenek again to pair with Udove, because maybe justification yake would be good. Oh, we're already bringing back Solomons, so we center back pairing, you can't have too many changes as well. So I think he will just play it safe again and play Ukwinika alongside Udove in that center back position. Moving to midfield here too, we know nothing much is going to change really. Stebe and Matt will play together, and then as a 10 you have Umtu. Another position again that is very tricky, Uguti. You will still see Ugutu Doli will still play in tomorrow's game. And then on the right, Usail is back, so he's going to start again. Through the middle, as I touched earlier on, Uguti, availability ka Caleb will mean something different. So ukuba khona ka Caleb may decide whether or not Dupree starts off from the left or he starts through the middle. Because if Caleb is available and Zwane wants to start him, and the fact that he scored a pen, so he might be thinking he's going to score again, he might still play him centrally, and that would mean Ugutudol will play on the right, and then Sahel might start off from the bench. It's just a thing that might happen. But me personally, in that front three, I would play Udupri through the middle and then play Usail on the right, and I would still find someone else who's not Udoli to play tomorrow. However, not being Atazwane, I know what Uzwane would rather have is Caleb as a number 9, and then Udoli go right, and then probably Usail on the right. So that will mean Udupri, they might bring him on as a second half sub so that he can have that acceleration pace. Or if benga bench Dupree, umuntu who can get the bench is Usail, because they can play Dupree on the right, and then Sahel can come in second half to try and impact the game. Because we see now that Uzwane has sort of lost the trust in KG. So to a point even against Kaizer, he didn't even make the bench. So that tells you how far down Usehota has actually fallen in the pecking order. So that's just going to be interesting, because for me, if you're playing against a team like Maritzburg United, now we're talking about the approach here team. Uguti, Maritzburg United and any other team that plays the Chiefs these days, they come with the approach, Uguti, let's go for it. Each Chiefs has a mistake in them. And if teams are playing against us in that manner, we saw even Gwyneth Ben Cup when we played them last, Uguti, what they try to do again is to try and just attack us. I mean, it's their home ground, and they know but they need the game as much as we need it. So it's not like Chiefs needs it more and Maritzburg needs it less. So Maritzburg will come out swinging, and the Chiefs will also say, you know what, we're also going to come out swinging, which you expect develop, because it's Kaizer Chiefs playing, which is a game that favors Udupri. Then it favors people abane pace, favors Usail on the right, it favors Udupri through the middle, and then it favors someone else maybe also was to deliver my ball, Mashiane. I know some people don't like it when I say Mashiane, but hey, he has a good pass in him, and if we're on a counter, I can get the ball and play a quick pass forward. So I think it favors people abazokwazi exploit the space behind my defenders. Alternatively, I know I'm going to make something that people don't like, playing Uduba through the middle and playing Udupri on the left. I know Uduba hasn't done much, but I will still argue and say the problem that Uduba has faced this season is that there's no match that he has started until the end, except Makufe Cup. Because we say Caleb, they are given enough chance, but I would 60 minutes. Or these guys, like if you take Mahlatsi, if you take Mahlatsi for one, take Abohatebe, take Otuba, whenever they come on, they're usually expected to change the game immediately. Even Mashian, who sometimes looks a bit relaxed, which is his weakness. But whenever these boys come in, they come in valid. They have to solve a certain problem that a team has, scoring a goal, killing the game off. And because of that, sometimes they overcompensate and try to do complicated things. And if you give him from the start of the game, then he can grow into the game. But then again, I'm not the coach, and I know if Ifran 3 will still have Utoli, and if Caleb is 100% fit, which I doubt he is, then it will include him, and then on the right side. But realistically, it looks like it would be to pray on through the middle, Dolly on the left, and Sile on the right. My match prediction is that Chiefs will win this game 2-0. Let me know what your own match predictions are down on the comment section and what you think about the game. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next one. And until next time, remember, equals al Pelumoy.